Alright, man. Let's try this out. This is a game Cube made, I believe, or something. I tried asking it before, but my thingy made it seem like it was asking. The mouse certainly feels weird, but it's not that bad in game. So let's give it a spin. So right away it says present day and it's obviously night, so
Hey, you're alive. When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, a phone, maybe. I hope you don't mind. But all I found was some loose change. So, wanna tell me who you are?
I'll turn it up a little bit in a bit. Am I a Roman coin? What kind of guy am I? Oh dear god. Absolutely not. Mm. Mm.
Well, it's nice to meet
Yeah.
you. And I'm sorry to pry, but any idea why you were floating down the river? What's the last thing you remember?
Oh god, depth of field. I'm gonna let me give the volume a little bit more here. The menu is loud as shit though. Just not her. Mm. Mm. Do we choose some bullshit here? Head trauma. This sounds like more plot.
Oh, you're an archaeologist? Then you'll definitely want to hear this. I don't know if it's exactly what you're looking for, but there are some ruins just behind you. Roman, I think. I need you to go in there and see if you can find a guy named Al for me. He went in there a few hours ago, and he hasn't come out. I've been freaking out, wondering if he's trapped or injured or worse. I would have gone in after him, but he made me promise to stay here, no matter what. There's no way I'm leaving without him, so I'm just kind of stuck here, waiting. What I mean is, I was hoping you wouldn't mind going in there to find him? If you
Yeah.
can do that, I can get both of you back to civilization in my boat. Please?
I'll sort the volume out, but the thing is, I think I need to go into the menu and fuck around with the sliders before I turn it up again, and if I don't want to accidentally skip the dialogue, so we're just waiting until we get asked. Also, my fan is so loud.
Oh, of course. Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy. What do you want to know? Oh, there's not much to tell. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Know what I mean? Oh, I'd rather not say if it's all the same to you. All right, fine. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
Oh god, memes.
You're welcome. Always happy to help. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? He's the guy who washed up on the riverbank not long before you did. I thought maybe you two knew each other. I guess not. But maybe the two of you can piece together what you're doing here. In any case, you'll like him, I'm sure. Once you find him, that is.
I'm gonna be him, aren't I?
You really don't remember? We're in Italy. This river is the Tiber. Not much, really. But imagine what you might find in there. Priceless ancient artifacts.
I like the facial animations. They're not super high quality, but they're expressive at what they do anyway. Kind of like, I guess, pathologic.
What am I, an idiot? You could hike a long, long way in any direction and never find another soul. Trust me. Great. So you're ready to go look for Al? Thank you. The entrance is just past those columns behind you. Please, hurry. Oh, and he left this here. But I think you'll need it more than I will.
Oops. What for something? Okay, give me a second here. So that fucking UI is it has a dedicated UI button. Fantastic. UI thingy. Let's try this. Fucking tail. Yeah. Get some Binford. Fisk, I think.
The ruins are just beyond those columns. Please, hurry.
Damn. It annoys me how loud the fan is on my new computer. I can actually hear it through my headphones. It's kind of ass. I'm gonna turn the game up a little bit more. Okay. Shunpo. Damn, Al really liked his fire. No. Yeah, I think one of them might be a little wobbly, actually.
If you're reading this, it means I've discovered the entrance to an ancient Roman city hidden deep underground. Its existence is long forgotten.
Wait, what?
All knowledge of it lost, except in the Latin inscription here. It reads, "You who wish to enter the city, Step forth and be judged. The virtuous shall be rewarded with eternal life in paradise. The wicked shall find themselves showered in gold, but in vain. For this shall be their final resting place.
Gonna fall down, aren't they?
Could an underground city have remained a secret for all this time? Could people have survived down there, against the odds? It seems there's only one way to find out. If I'm not back in an hour, I'm somewhere on the other side. Consider this an invitation, or a warning. Al Worth.
Roman hole. What kinda? Oh. Thought it was pixels. Nice mosaic. This is how the Romans went to house. Good thing there was still water down here. Sealed pottery. The silly thing about the mouse wheel is it's easier to just skip past accidentally. It's just one of those. Something. Oh god damn it, my mute button is Yep, unbindable. That Pompeii graffiti stuff is hilarious. Archaeologist. Insight, law. I am Bertel Reahowler. I wonder if how much men would notice if they didn't make a squeaky noise when they turned. Middle of the ass. Yeah. Good thing there was all this good oil down here For what's his face ass. I wonder if I can. Don't toss me, gladiator. Right, Nogahov, time for man. We're going to Roman house. Al's going all out with this fucking. Oh, stutter? Oh, load. Damn, Al, you didn't have to light all the bullshit. Upskirt? Nah. Saving here. Right, Yabafif. Saved, so I can only wonder if I'm about to die. Bum bum. Right, bum. Right, time for raid. Nogolov. I assume you were forced to watch an ad or something. That seems alright. It's got nothing on, of course, Argonas and whatever. Look at him. It's like the old Gorgons, except Gorgons. Midas, you twat. Yeah, I mean, there probably like mates that have been King Midas, but statues like this normally would be hollow. Come on. There's surprising a lot of freedom with like knocking shit around, but at the same time there's a lot of invisible walls. Nice mood though. Yeah, so I don't know how actually, let's assume this is how it works, right? Someone turns you into gold, like Midas touches you, but it's just your like outer layer. So the reason the light and hollow is because all the guts and shit liquefied and rotted away, and I guess someone got one of those little spigots and drained it out ass. That's like so. I feel like it would have been more effective if only maybe one or two of the statues oogled at you. Or they didn't make the noise when turning. It makes it a little too obvious, but again, they also wrote a thing, so I assume they really want you to know. I should probably try and reply. I'll help you, NP. Gilded penis, yeah. He's also subject to the invisible walls. A very fine aqueduct here. Really ducked the aqua. I don't know how much they'd benefit from being in open air. You'd think down here might be some... They might get a bit moldy. This might not always have been underground. Trees might grow, I like. What a dangly. But that's a modern man. Al, you are very... You gonna do it? Well, that fire hurts me, damn.
To whoever raised this, I'm sorry you had to find me like this. And worse, that you'll suffer the same fate I did. I've spent a lifetime in this place, going around and around in circles, searching for a way out. The inscription was right. There is no way back.
Flow out
Here
with the
there are
water.
only two options. Death, or that godforsaken doorway into the past.
There must be Fisk
The
here.
mistake of stepping through it. I wanted to set things right. And I tried. I really tried. Whatever I did, it took me right back to the
Look at
beginning.
his hair.
Don't make the same mistake. Better to end it all now. And find out what awaits you beyond that portal.
I don't know, Al, you would have told me what was in the portal and not be coy and mysterious about it. Most people will try the unknown rather than figures. That's very solid rope. Gold's heavy. You might be brass or something. So I do have health. Is this guy gonna come at me? I'll help you. Come on, Lucretia. Can I ride her? What? I ollied her. Nice. Upskirt. Upskirt. Maybe. I fucking knew it. She's hollow. The light doesn't penetrate her, I guess. I mean, he was fished out of a river. I think one of the options in character creation, if we call it that, was to have our brain damage make us hard of ass. Also, the thing down here I could read? Is that optional? Because I thought it was pretty difficult to see if I hadn't Googled it. I don't know if there was actually a marker on it or not. Do I have an inventory or something? Cancel narration. Objective guide. Objective guide. Zoom. Weapon. Journal. Secondary tab. Photo mode. Visual style. Buttons that I can't really do. Look. Is he? No, it will not. It will not accept that. No. Oh, damn it. Oh, I did. I see. I didn't notification that. I'm just wondering because how much stuff there might be to see. Is P doing anything? It's photo mode. I'm gonna give a shit about that. Or maybe I do. L? Is L doing anything? No, let's try L then. Sure. Let's photo mode. Switch visual style once again is. That looks neat. Like, this is a proper pixel fucking filter. This actually looks like an old game. Yeah, I was just wondering if it was visible, because if it was, then I need to spend much more time looking for small stuff, which I like. I just you need to get a bearing on the game, on how to ask. Lead, oh no. Romans do not have a good history with lead. Yeah, I didn't notice if there was a thing. Damn, you fucking Allworth, you inscribe well. Yeah, put some lead on your nibbles. I was hoping I could get some airtime with her. Like it says golden, it doesn't say gold. It just acknowledges that it is gold-like. We're not here to say whether or not it is gold or not. Let's see, I could go over here. Normally there's invisible walls everywhere. I don't mean to be nitpicky. It's just I'm like, in games like this, it's always good to spend the first bit trying to figure out like the limitations of the game and what it expects of you. Like how much it wants me to search around, because with all the invisible walls this has, I don't feel like it wants me to really I feel like it wants me to just more walk down the thing and maybe look at the obvious stuff and not hunt around for small things. Yeah, probably. I like to think that he... by the way, we had 4 choices when we asked our character. There was Archaeologist, which is the one I took, which sometimes will have insight on things we look at. And I feel like that's probably kind of like playing Fallout with a character that has some speech and int the first time around. It's probably how you get the most out of it. If you play low intelligence, you're probably gonna just stumble through and not really understand the plot, but still kind of spoil it for yourself. So I'm thinking Archaeologist is probably the best bet, but the other options were, I think there was a soldier that had a gun but only 10 bullets or something, a fugitive that sprinted faster, which makes me think that we're going to be hiding and amnesiaing from things. And the last one was an amnesiac that took 25% less damage because he had brain damage of some description. Also, when we duck, there's a little icon, so I'm assuming there's some sneaky to be do. X&M. I wish I could ask the like some of the sound a little better here. Like, the user interface is still very loud. Voices I like up. Effects maybe down a little. Down a little. Also music, so we can... It has a lot of neat stuff that we can listen to. Also, I appreciate vertical and horizontal sensitivity. Some games just has the fucking horizontal a lot lower than the vertical, and it drives me fucking nuts looking at it. This is on the Switch? Neat. Yeah, I mean, we're an archaeologist, so we're here for a reason. I also appreciate that 2 bindings for crouch. Well, C and control. It could have been the same one, but I don't think they allow multi-mappings. And that's how they did this, by adding more of crouches. Yeah, that sounded dumb. I appreciate they bound both C and control to it. Not that they divided it into 2, that's kind of silly. X, M, zoom, journal, photo mode. Okay, sorry, I'm just... no. Was that my audio that I didn't save? No, that I did save, okay. Yeah, this was a mod, wasn't it? Originally? For something. I think this might not be in the voices channel because the whisper is very quiet. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Let's go check out this guy. What up, gold man? Roman man on his knees if it's begging his gods for mercy. The movable ones don't stare at you. Hey. That's alright though. Can't do super much with Skyrim. Enderall's basically the peak of that. Stuff like this would work though. Skirlington, remains of a human, whoever it was died a long time ago. The way the bones are asked here. Did someone eat this mate? I don't think so. They're spread out in this really weird way. There's no spine. I assume someone jumped out of this and hyper-aged as they went in. I can leave item. Oh. Can I do anything with the examined stuff? Enderall is great, yes. If you like Skyrim, you'll like Enderall. It's fantastic. It suffers a little bit from having some of the Skyrim engine's limitations on it, but overall, it's just really good. Yeah, I'm liking it so far. Zero. Oh yeah, supposedly this has multiple ways of doing it, playthroughs and stuff like that, and a lot of spoilers. And they said on the main menu I should put spoiler warning if you guys want to play it yourself and ask it. So if you want to do that, you should probably know shit about fuck. It's on Game Pass right now. A great circular woman and Portland 2 women. I could go for some banana. What is that? Pomegranate? And yeah, Enderall's really good. It's really big and long. And it's kind of difficult, especially in the beginning. Good on ass nature. Okay, so I'm assuming my flashlight at some point will be able to fuck up stealth. Problematically, my mute and unmute button for when I cough or sniff or something on OBS is page up and down. Some games have buttons assigned to them that aren't in the bindings, and this is one of them. So at some point I'm gonna accidentally reveal my dumb ass by muting and unmuting like this. Chew. Is there a quick save button? It's F5.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
Proserpina sounds like someone who gives you the gold. I am Bertel Reerhalder. I have just come from the future. I got lost. Isn't this true? Yeah, that's
No idea what you're talking about. Oh, wait. Are you a bit, not right in the head?
I believe you called it
That's all
God
right,
touched.
friend. Everyone's welcome here.
Thank you.
But listen, most folks seem a bit confused when they get here, but you seem very lost, and in more ways than one. So let me make this nice and simple for you. Live by our law here, and we'll all get along just fine.
He looks very uncomfortable. He sounds like he knows about us having come through a portal, but he doesn't really believe the stuff about the future. That's interesting. He's looking at my one option. Over here, mate. You want me to click this? Yeah? Yeah? Is it, mate? Oh, he looked at it. Like, Dune 2 Mentat. Well, don't be sad, okay? Click
Not laws, law. There's just one, the Golden Rule, and the punishment for breaking it's, well, it's kind of horrific. But our magistrate insists we take all newcomers to see him, so I guess I'll let him fill you in. So then, are you coming?
it. See.
Follow me. When I first arrived, I couldn't believe there were people living down here. But, as you can see, we've got a nice little community now. Only 23 of us at the moment, if you count the 3 who are missing. No idea how, since nobody knows a way out. But it's just big and dark enough to get lost in, if you're not careful.
Aren't you going to
Wait.
introduce me to your handsome new friend, Galerius?
Keep it in your loincloth, Aurelia. I'm taking him to see the magistrate.
Loincloth.
That pompous old bore won't be magistrate for much longer. Anyone who helps vote him out today drinks at my bar for free tonight.
That would make them a patron.
Politics. I'd stay clear of it and her, if I were you. She's...
Wait, the other way around.
It's not my place to say. Down on your right is our farm, where I grow all the food you'll ever want. As long as all you want is leek, cabbage, and wheat.
Poop.
Ah, that one usually gets a chuckle.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone.
I like how
Don't mind Livia. She means well. She's just been in a bad place since... Well, I don't know what happened to her. Up
I'm
here on your
also
right
following
is
this
the
guy.
chasm. If you've got a weapon, it belongs way down at the bottom. Up on your left is the Forum, where you can visit the market or get yourself patched up in Lucretia's clinic in the Shrine of Apollo. Most of us have almost nothing, just what we had on us when we arrived, and what we've been able to make and scrounge up since. And this central plateau is where the magistrate and the other patricians live, so don't expect a warm welcome.
Galerius, you're meant to be working the farm, not trudging dirt into the villas.
Take it easy, Horatius.
That's why he would
I was
early,
just taking our
dirty.
new friend here to see the magistrate.
Well, he's asked me to escort the newcomer personally. The farm. Go. Now.
You'd better go with him. But just remember, they're not like you and me. Don't let them use you.
What was that? What did you just say?
I said
Right.
it'll take some getting used to.
Yeah, I'm watching you, farm boy. Greetings,
Ah.
citizen. My name's Horatius. Magistrate Sentius asked me to escort you to him personally.
glorious
Follow me,
races.
please.
When I follow these guys, it sort of auto follows, but the 2 times he stopped to talk to those people, he kind of creepily hid behind a guy.
I expect the magistrate wants to brief you about the Golden Rule.
Golden
It
Path.
shouldn't take too long. He's busy preparing for the election later today.
The voices are kind of low compared to stuff. I don't know.
Follow me.
Yep.
The only thing you really need to understand right now is the Golden Rule. Let me see if I can explain it this way. When I was serving in the Legion, if there was a mutiny brewing in one cohort, the legate in charge wouldn't waste time finding the bad apples among hundreds. They just divided us into groups of 10, made us draw straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to be executed by the other 9.
Decimated.
Didn't matter whether he'd done anything wrong. One of us in 10 would die for the crimes of the collective. We call it decimation. If that seems like rough justice to you, you're in for a rude shock. Because the Golden Rule is exactly 10 times worse. The magistrate can explain the rest.
Monomation?
Who's up these stairs?
Oh, don't mind me. I just live here.
Oh, sorry. Golden Cock? Let's be good rule-abiding first. Is that him up there? Sentient man.
We're finally alone. I assume you already know who I am. May I know your name? A curious name to match a curious accent. But I digress. I see you have the piercing and astute eyes of a man of great learning. We're always happy to welcome another scholar to our little community. Equitia will be delighted to meet you, I'm sure. Now, you're probably wondering why I summoned you, and I'll get to that. But first, take a look at this wondrous place, would you? A secret city built deep in the mountains, many hundreds of years ago. Indeed. More importantly, consider the miraculous community we've built here over the last 7 months. 22 complete strangers brought together by the fates, living and working together in our own little paradise. And in all that time, not a single sin has been committed. No fights, no theft, nothing. Have you ever witnessed something so extraordinary as a city without sin?
Yeah, I can't see what's behind you because of the depth of field, Megalam.
Nor could I until I came here. But the reason for this miracle is as simple as it is terrifying. If even one person commits a sin here, every last one of us will die. You see, the builders of this place, whoever they were, left inscriptions warning, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." From what we can gather, breaking the law here will anger the gods and provoke a terrible punishment. Like the curses of Medusa and Midas combined, turning us all to gold. We've come to call it the Golden Rule. It's extraordinary that we've survived as long as we have, and each day I grow more and more afraid that our time in the sun is almost up. And now it seems that day is finally here. All that matters is that somebody in this city is about to break the Golden Rule. Why else would Proserpina send you now? Unless you and I can stop them, our doom is assured. I know that's a lot to take in, and you look like you have questions. Please, ask away.
That is a terrible, terrible rule, because you can hold other people hostage with it. Like, I get binned, but so do you. Let me do dumb shit.
An intelligent question. There was a good deal of debate about that in our first weeks here. Does it refer to crimes, or to some other ill-defined wrong? Of course, everyone agrees on the basics. No theft, no assault, and certainly no murder. But beyond that, it was more difficult to reach a consensus. What about lying, insulting someone, blasphemy, trespass, trying to escape, bribery, infidelity, suicide? As magistrate, I had to exercise leadership, and so I made a decision. We must uphold the laws of the Empire to a standard never before seen. And we must honor the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. It is only by offering the gods the proper respect that we may prosper, as Rome has for centuries.
But what? So Al left and turned to gold, but these guys didn't. But he might not have been here with these guys. So leaving, assuming he was here with these men and not another group, then leaving is a crime, but only for the guy leaving. I don't know.
Barbaric? Barbaric? What are you talking about? The Empire is the most civilizing force in the known world. Rome is a beacon of light in the darkness. For 800 years she has borne great statesmen, philosophers, poets, artists, and engineers. We have comprehensive laws protecting the rights of our citizens, which have unified countless warring tribes all across the Mediterranean and beyond, from Gallia to Judea. All our citizens are treated the same, regardless of the color of their skin or their sexual preference. Can you say the same? When our people are starving, they are given food rations, and when they are wronged, they have the right to bring the guilty party before the magistrate. Our laws forbid treason, murder, assault, and rape, as well as theft and arson, and so on. No other civilization in the world is so advanced, and you have the hubris to call us barbaric?
Yeah. Let's go full hard on this man. He did say citizens. But funnily enough, this guy, his wording, when he talked about things that might be illegal, trying to escape, so they must be stuck. Otherwise he would have said leave. I brain it. The game said to pay attention. I pay attention.
Of course. What else would we do with those prisoners of war who would otherwise have been executed? And besides, there are laws for their protection as well. On occasion, but our gladiators are almost all volunteers seeking glory, or condemned prisoners who would have been executed anyway. I do not see the harm. Of course, but with fewer rights come fewer responsibilities, and the right to be protected by their fathers and husbands. You mean the blasphemous cult responsible for burning down half of Rome last year? It's hard to blame the people for being angry about that.
You sounded so sensible, and now you're sort of just like granddadding war crimes at me. Fuck the Christians, though. The thing is, though, if this is some sort of Roman god doing this shit, then they're gonna be in the same mindset as this man, so...
Are you talking about our practice of decimation? Of course. We could hardly unite all these warring tribes without a disciplined, formidable legion. Well, right now, you're a long, long way from home. I have made my pronouncement on the subject. Unfortunately, there are still those here who resist, whispering blasphemous and treasonous lies in the shadows. I would be keeping a close eye on them if I were you. You see, in my search for a way to save my people, I learned of an ancient ritual to Proserpina, the goddess of the cycle of life and renewal. It's said to open a doorway in time, so that if the unthinkable happens, one person can pass through it and travel back to the past. And when I saw you arrive in a flash of light from the goddess's shrine, I knew that person was you. You don't belong in our time, do you?
GNQ. Yeah, apparently me muting and unmuting removes the subtitles, so I keep quiet for the rest of the conversation.
2,000 years? That is unfathomable. Please tell me, in your time, what did you see? What had become of us, of this city? have imagined it, our downfall, 1,000 times. But it still breaks my heart to hear the truth of it.
I mean, we weren't sure it was these people being turned to statue. This some had. If it was the same men, we don't know.
All I can tell you is that it's a ritual sacrifice to Proserpina. I stumbled across instructions. I have to recite a prayer, and of course, as with all rituals, some sacrifice is involved. Usually that means wine or food, or in some cases a live animal. In this case, the sacrifice is rather more costly. The life of the person performing the ritual. I don't suppose you saw any sign of me in the future? Ah, I assume that was me. If I'm forced to perform the ritual, it's going to cost me everything. You'll try to make sure I don't need to use it, won't you? Well, I suppose that's all I can ask for. Well, I believe you're in the best position to go around asking people questions. You're new here, and it'll seem perfectly normal. As for me, well, it pains me to say my attempts to impose order have not earned me many friends. I fear I may not even remain magistrate after today's election. The people here would only treat my curiosity with suspicion. You shouldn't have that problem, though, unless, of course, you get off on the wrong foot.
I'm also the prime candidate for being lied to and manipulated.
Do you ever stare at a problem for so long that you can't see it for what it is anymore? What's needed here is a fresh pair of eyes. The less I prejudice the independence of your investigation, the better. Me? Why would you suspect me? I've just told you, I'm about to sacrifice my own life to ensure these people have a second chance. What reason could you possibly have to suspect me, of all people?
I read that wrong and thought I referred to myself.
I'm glad you think so. Without trust, without each other, we won't be able to prevent what is about to happen. If I understand Proserpina's ritual correctly, that problem should take care of itself. Let me see if I can explain. If you manage to prevent the sin that breaks the Golden Rule, I won't need to bring you here. I won't create the portal, and you will never have been able to come here. Thus, you'll have created a paradox. If this occurs, you should be flung back to your own time, having changed the past for all of us. Make sense? Ah, good. So, are you with me? Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the Golden Rule? Wonderful. Now, I need you to investigate the city, talk to everyone, help them if it'll win their trust. I authorize you to enter private homes and inspect possessions and documents, unless, of course, you're asked to leave. Figure out who the culprit is, and as soon as you have a name, come back and tell me immediately. Oh, and one last thing. If I were you, I'd start my investigation by visiting Lucretia at the Shrine of Apollo in the Forum. I heard wailing from there not long ago. Seems like something's not right.
Interesting. Problematically, we also don't know what the actual rules are. No one here really does, I would assume. The only way they can really find out without any way of actually knowing is by breaking them, and then they wouldn't be here. I wonder what I could have said when, like, what the guy would have said if I commented on him speaking English in the beginning. We didn't get to do that. Okay, so there's only one page here. Steel. Bit of an awkward corner. I bet they're gonna unelect him just because they want to wear the fancy clothes he has. Now this place is a fire hazard. Listen, if it's stealing, will just spin me immediately. Like how they just have people standing around. Is that one of them bump maps? Purple carrots, I thought they were yellow. Architect's knowledge. Ah. This also is stuff timed. Like the lady being upset. Is she binning herself while we're fucking around here? White stranger?
Ugh, I wish Horatius would stop letting barbarians in here. What do you want?
Right, the pros, yeah. Some of them were looking at me, yeah. Possibly. I'm gonna try and do this by ass without... second time through we might do some turdery like that.
I'm Sentia, eldest daughter of the magistrate. But you'd know that if you'd been invited in here and introduced properly. What are you doing in here? And why are you dressed like that?
Like her wonky eyebrows.
Ugh, what is it with you people? You heard the rumor that my little sister escaped and figure I must know a way out too. Is that it? Well, that's just a stupid rumor. We have no idea what happened to Scintilla. I wish you mouth breathers would just leave me alone. I don't know. Can you? Can you tell me how a person could have disappeared from a city with no exits and no crime? Was she snatched away by the Harpies? It was 3 weeks ago. We ate our evening meal together, and I remember she seemed happy. In love. We went into our rooms, I went to sleep, and when I woke up, She was gone. That's it. I think so, yes. But she was very careful about keeping his identity a secret, even from me.
God damn these eyes. It was probably a lady.
Because our father had plans to marry her off, eventually, and even a rumor about her attachment to some mystery man might have ruined those plans. That doesn't surprise me. To him, it was like a prize cow wandering off from its paddock. He's upset, of course, but he says he's too busy with the election to help look for her, so he's letting Horatius do the heavy lifting. Some good that's done. I don't know, but it's been 3 weeks since she disappeared, and he hasn't come forward. That might speak to a guilty conscience. All I know is, whoever he is, he's still here in the city.
Well, the man said there were 3 people missing, so he might be one of them and eloped with her. Also, I think my cursor resets to the middle of her forehead every time I click an option.
You really aren't from here, are you? All Roman women are named after their fathers. I think it's their way of branding us, like cattle to be sold at market. His family name is Sentius, so I'm Sentia because I'm the eldest, and my little sister is formerly Sentia Minor, but she is affectionately known as Sentilla.
They didn't.
I hope you're not insinuating I'm somehow pleased with her disappearance. Ugh, you're awful. Get out of my villa and never speak to me again.
I think I might have fucked that up. Oh well. I thought it would be Apollo. He's the only one without a beard. Turn it upside down, spill everything like an asshole. Oh damn, right. Nomad. Sorry, Nomrad. Not sure about that. We've been sent to investigate, now fucking everything up. How did Habsburg go? I'm gonna misclick and fuck everything up. I just know it. Soot and water. Touchy touchy. A lot of perfume. Where the fuck did they get this? It's like what, 23 people living here? Yeah. I was playing Anno for like 13 hours before this, so I'm kind of brain dead. Another De Novo game. I sneeze. Oh, give me. Streamer? What? Like something from behind an airplane or something? There was so much chill. It was ridiculous. I see you there. Crack into the void. No, that's the sunken city. Fucking hellbirds. This is sort of something that was a mod, but then they made it proper. Yeah. So basically, it's apparently a game that you can replay a bunch of times, and it's pretty pretty spoilery. The dev says to tell men on the main menu, and like apparently there's a bunch of ways of completing it, and I'm trying to fuck shit up. So I'm gonna summarize what's happened so far. So if you want to play this at some point, opt out. Alright, that's your warning. So we are not very far into this. I've been going very slowly. We started in modern time, hence flashlight, washed out up on a thing somewhere in Italy, like a river. Yeah, time for men. And someone was all like, oh, this guy called Al is fucking birds. He went into that Roman ruin, go find him. And then we got to pick what kind of man we were. And we picked archaeologist, which gives us sometimes insight when we look at stuff. And then we went in there, and there was a bunch of golden statues and a Roman thingy, and we fell down, and we stepped in a thing, and we were teleported back in time, and now we're here. And there's a bunch of people living here. I think 23 or something. And the guy was all like, oh damn, this thing called the Golden Rule, if one man breaks it, everyone fucking gets turned into a golden statue and dies. We don't really know what the Golden Rule is. It's sort of unfortunate. Figure out who is gonna try and break it, please. So that's what we're doing right now.
Ah, you've returned. Do you have any news about your investigation? I've had plenty of time to think about it. Let me see if I can sum up my thoughts. I've always considered my guiding star to be the well-being of the Roman people. Our survival and prosperity have always hinged upon honoring the peace of the gods, the sacred accord between the gods and the people of Rome. Give the gods what they want and we all prosper. Dishonor them and we all die. It's as simple as that. The real enemy in this place is not the Golden Rule, but human failings. The temptation to slide into degeneracy, greed, and hubris. I trust that answers your question. Sextus Sentius Imperiosus is my name, though Magistrate is the proper way to address me. Before I wound up here, I was a decurion in the cavalry of Imperial Rome, helping protect civilization from the barbarians. It's a cavalry officer. I had 30 men under my command. This was my uniform. As magistrate, I usually wear a toga, but today I may need to survive long enough to create the portal for you, so it seemed prudent. My men and I were at the Emporium in Rome as honor guard for a visiting dignitary arriving upriver by barge. Now the port is usually bustling, but just as our guests arrived, waves of people began running toward the river from streets and alleyways in every direction. They were trying to escape a terrible fire. Unfortunately, the crowd sent my horse into a panic, and I remember it losing its footing by the water's edge. The next thing I knew, I was waking up on a riverbank not far from here in the company of some stranger. I went looking for my horse and discovered that lonely temple. You can probably figure out the rest.
Oh, I see Karen's the promiscuous lady.
I was elected 7 months ago, uncontested because of my command experience. Since then, there's been growing agitation for another election. They're supposed to be annual, but I agreed to hold it sooner, hoping it would placate my constituents. Unfortunately, it just seems to have emboldened certain elements instead. Very well. If I did, I'd have led these people out of here already. Ask then. Good. Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss? Of course. What is it? Why then did you say... it doesn't matter. It looks like you'll have to continue your investigation.
I just wanted to see the options.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask?
These goddamn birds.
Thank you. I'll be waiting here for news.
I wonder if they're on the voice slider. Someone's being weird. Standing by the piss bowl, the golden bowl. Wait a minute. This one isn't a void. Upskirt here. Like, fucking... Well, that would be a person. Some of the statues stare at us or whisper shit. This guy must have been wandering around.
Keep an eye out for Scintilla, would you?
Why, Horatio?
What now? I'm a legionary of the 1st Italica, but there's not a lot of fighting down here. So the magistrate has assigned me other duties. I act as the magistrate's right-hand man, keeping an eye on his daughters. Daughter, I should say. And the others, and making sure they're all behaving. I also keep a register of new arrivals.
Yeah, I think this guy might be the romance thing.
I'm from Liguria, up north originally. I was doing alright for myself. 12 years into my service. Had a nice girl lined up for when it was all over. Not anymore. She's probably figured I'm long gone and moved on by now. I try not to think about it. My commander sent me to deliver a message to Rome. While I was there, I thought I'd do something nice for my girl. And pick up a little pendant from a silversmith. That's when the crowd started flooding through the streets, shouting fire. People were screaming, trampling each other. Then some Genetricum Fugitor tried to take advantage of the chaos and pinch my pendant. I remember chasing him through the crowds, down towards the river. And then, nothing. Blacked out and woke up near here. No idea how I ended up floating so far downriver. But I'm fortunate to be alive, I suppose.
We can fair enough a lot. That one thing he said was grayed out. I thought I could maybe bounce over it, but maybe it's something we can ask him about. Or shows up else wench.
Ah, don't be. As Seneca the Younger said, difficulty strengthens the mind, as labor does the body. That said, Scintilla's disappearance has been more difficult than I'd care to admit.
So when you do stuff in animation and things, you usually have a point where the eyes look at. You can move around, but the eyes, that point is sort of offset so the eyes don't stare directly at. Because most of these people look kind of cross-eyed because we're just one point they're staring at. They're not looking us in the eyes. They're just sort of staring directly at our nose or something. So they all look cross-eyed. It's very silly. It's not as noticeable on this guy, but the other lady, goddamn.
He's one of the better commanders I've ever had, that's for sure. Good stoic. Lives by Seneca's words. Treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Can't ask for much more than that. I went around asking the same questions when I first arrived. Never did find a way out. But I learned how to accept my situation. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. That's from Seneca the Younger, if you're interested. I don't see why not. Just make sure I get it back by tomorrow.
God damn, there are 24 people living here, whatever, and they have a slum. No, I couldn't press the button.
Of course. Well, as I always say, it's kind of like a divine version of the practice of decimation in the Legion. By threatening to execute 1 in 10 men, the idea is to ensure order and discipline among everyone. And it works. If you knew you could be executed because your brother-in-arms is planning a mutiny, well, you'd bloody well watch him like hundred-eyed Argus, wouldn't you? Because your only chance of saving yourself is to stop bad things before they happen. Makes us all responsible for keeping each other in check. It's brutal, of course, but effective. The Legion wouldn't be the most formidable force in the world without it. A war crime? Isn't that a contradiction in terms? As Cicero said, in times of war the law falls silent. Seems that way. War crimes. Ridiculous. What's done is done. I was forced to execute my brothers in arms, and those memories will always visit me in my sleep. But life is harsh, and I've come to accept my lot. As with the Golden Rule, I don't have any control over it, so railing against it would be like trying to stop the seasons or the tides. As Seneca the Younger wrote, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have, which is sufficient. For he that is so wants nothing.
Right there, Komodo. Yeah, he who doesn't care about anything, doesn't want anything, feels no joy in
Not that it's any of your business, but my loyalty is and always will be with Sentius. Unfortunately, I don't think my vote is going to make any difference today. See, Domitius has been going around town, shoring up votes for Malleolus with lies, bribery, and intimidation. The man's a savage, but he's a gladiator, so people fear and respect him more than they should. Sentius knows about it, of course, but he doesn't have the same rat cunning as Malleolus. This place will be different with that sleaze at the helm. But I try not to worry about things I can't change. I appreciate the thought, but you're new here, and I just can't see how you could make an impact in the time between now and the election this afternoon. In any case, if you're interested in the election, go and have a chat with Equitia, the Vestal Priestess. She'll be overseeing proceedings. All right?
Oops. Sorry. Alright. So many people in the slums. What is the point of a god if anyone that tries to fight anyone makes everyone get binned? Rufius. Increasingly agitated, goddamn. Architect. Bonk.
Are they?
Oh. Probably be smart to ask these statues. Ask anyone if they can hear the statues whispering. That one doesn't look towards us.
Fresh meat, huh? What were you two talking about?
Alright, Binhead.
Don't play dumb. I saw you. Having a shady little chat with old man Sentius up on his balcony. What's he offering you? Money? Favours? What's your vote worth to him? A spit of a fauna career. We've lined up all the votes we need already. Mark my words, Malleolus is gonna be magistrate by the end of the day. And if I tell him you've sided with that feeble old has-been, that you've been trying to undermine his hard-won victory, you'll have picked the wrong patron. Got it? Good, then stay out of it. Nobody likes Caput Murday foreigners interfering in an election. Can't hurt. Her name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus, you go through me. Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why. When Malleolus wins the election, yeah, this place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see. I think it's gone on long enough, and Malleolus is going to put an end to it once he's elected. He's going to announce it in his victory speech. Just you wait and see. Cause if I tell you, and it gets out, it'll give old man Sentius a chance to interfere in our plans. And we can't have that. Old man Sentius got you already, did he? Well, I'm not talking to people in his faction. Confituare.
Well, damn.
Os in Coolio mio.
Coolio, how dare you? Well, pissed him off. This shit's a fire hazard. It'll tell us when we need to know. She can't turn all the way up my ass. So I assume maybe the golden rule shit only really counts if we do it while the statue is watching. Maybe. Hopefully that guy was not guarding someone in here. Minerva. Got a weird back. My Lauta. Might be against the rule melting shit. Well, he said I wasn't allowed to go in if people told me to leave. Thank you. That's certainly nice that he has. Look at the strut on this guy.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but... family's from Seleucia on Tigris. Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads. Same way as everyone else.
I wonder if the don't have much time means that we can only ask some things before he gets tired of us, Azrael Tyr style.
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now. Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious? If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either. None of your business. In Troiti ipsum commensula. If we have to. If I did, do you think we'd be having this conversation? I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people.
Heh. Fitting.
Then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. While we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned. I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it. Of course I am. Meliodas. Not sure I trust Sentius. Couldn't even protect his daughter in a city without sin. How's he going to protect us? No. Whatever.
Oh damn, what a guy. Had the other mate trundle by. Wanted to speak to him. Wonder what use the money is. Do a proper save. I wonder if the ones that talk to me are also the ones that don't turn their heads. If that just it's random, it's probably just random. I don't. I thought I saw a mate sweeping there. Nothing special, Oogle. More urine. Someone wrote on this, but I can't. It doesn't say anything about what's written on it. I'm guessing I can't really get more stuff from examining stuff. I'll keep doing it though. No, she doesn't turn her head. Oh, she does. Loads of money. Tragic bucket. Finally got some money. That wasn't considered stolen. Bad idea. Up we go, foot. I thought that was a Skirling man. Right. Can hear slapping. Assuming there's stuff I need to battle in there. Peekaboo. The assassins. Yeah, I can't retain the bucket permanently though. I hope the combat's not gonna be awful. I get stuck on like this. Got that water. Fresh flute. It didn't say steal. It's fucking mine. I would take this bread as well, but I'm not allowed to. She was pointing this way, but I can't go here. Figured you could maybe go around her. The out-ass there. Anything in the Butsk? Oh fuck. There are a lot of invisible walls. He looked like he kinda wanted to take off levitating there. Hey Sisyphus, your rock stayed up because you became Goldswall. What a swole your list. Figured the whole Seeker bow. I'm amazed I haven't gotten stuck in anything yet. Figured the whole Seeker bow thing would be near where I needed it. Oh. This reeks of the Satan. Go into sneaky lost mode. NVM jammed stuck. No, just rope tied directly to completely ass rock face. NP. Oh, invisible wall. Yeah, it's one of those games where you, if you ass into something, like jump into some ass, you'll bounce off. So I could assume it would be very easy to accidentally fucking
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule.
bounce off an
It's a
invisible
ghastly
wall
thing, is
off
it
a
not?
cliff.
How are you faring so far? That's good, in a sense. If you're not on edge, you've not been paying attention. But on the bright side, once you've been here a few months, well, it's slightly less terrifying anyway. We've all been where you are now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. Here, in this place, the magistrate has me earning my keep by cleaning and pruning the gardens. It's not quite how I expected my life to go. I used to live in a lovely villa on the banks of the Tiber. I was even betrothed to a handsome young man from a prominent family. But long hours of menial labor for the good of the community has its own charms too, I suppose. Oh, much the same way as many of the others. When the fires came to Rome 7 months ago, my family and I fled for the Tiber, hoping to escape on a barge. We were among the fortunate ones with enough coins for passage, but unfortunately, there were a lot of desperate people, and they boarded before we could depart. A scuffle broke out, and I was pushed overboard. The last thing I remember was the water, rising up to hit my cheekbone. I woke up by the river, near that shrine, and stumbled across this place. Oh, that's all right. I'm sure it's all part of God's plan for me. Oh yes, of course. A slip of the tongue.
Yeah, we also had a dialogue to just straight
If you
up
like.
ask her.
I'm afraid not. Although, I did once hear someone gossiping down at Aurelia's tavern about a possible way out. I don't put a lot of stock in such rumors, but if you're desperate and wealthy, you could look into it, I suppose. If that doesn't work, then I suppose we're all stuck here until the gods decide our fate.
Goddamn.
I hope it works out.
Good man, Donk. This lady is really good at hiding shit.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. I think about those words a lot. I'd like to think that if we all love our neighbours as ourselves and do to them as we'd have them do to us, then we'll all be fine. But on the other hand, I was always taught the intent of man's heart is evil from his youth, and that all of us are born with a tendency towards sin. And that's where I get stuck. Is it true? Are we born with a tendency towards sin? You don't think that's a little naive?
You're a Christian.
I suppose you've never seen what I've seen. Innocent men and women, torn apart in arenas while thousands of Romans look on and cheer. I wish I shared your faith. Please keep that to yourself. I know you're not from around here, but things are very difficult for us right now. There was a terrible fire in Rome last year, and our emperor decided to make us his scapegoats. There were executions. It was horrible.
Did she just... what?
Ulpius, no!
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate, yes. Yes, thank you. I'm delighted and deeply honored to be elected your magistrate. And now... Did you just leap into my villa from the balcony 100 feet above? That was either extremely reckless or impressively clever. Well, why have you risked life and limb to see me?
Why did I live and the other guy didn't?
I'm Malleolus, and if it wasn't for this interruption, I'd be practicing my victory speech for the election later today.
Halt, homicide.
I'm glad you asked. I'll finally restore freedom to this city, just as I've been promising. These good people have suffered long enough under Sentius's tyranny. By declaring there's no such thing as the Golden Rule, it's a children's fable exploited by Sentius to frighten us into submission. Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie? The person making a claim bears the onus of proving that claim. Can you do that? Can you prove the Golden Rule is real? As you wish. I'm afraid not. We're stuck down here together, for better or worse. We're all going to have to make the best of it. You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants? I trust you can see yourself out. Through the door this time. There's a key just beside it.
Oh, damn. Oops. Get it. Greek. Wouldn't that be archaeology-ist? I need to get back up there. There's more shit to look at. Why did he die and I lived? Very, very ass. Because he has fuck all.
All right, now you've crossed a line. Get out of there!
What's your favorite bowl?
You again. What is it now? I trust you can see yourself out.
He didn't seem aware of that. We'll do a proper save in case I anger him. He got angry when I touched that thing. I don't know if he then will be completely pissed at the next thing I fondle. Fisk. He seems specifically angry about this vase. I'm gonna save and try and fuck with it. Wait.
Get out before I have Domitius bash your skull in, fool!
He's just angry while facing me specifically. Young boy's head. This is a massive fucking creature.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Domitius, protect me!
Oi! Lol noob. Does he have balls? No, he's hollow. No, I want to reload a save. It's nice it said that. I didn't want to piss him off though. So it's fine as long as I don't do that right in front of him. He didn't even care about the other stuff that wasn't completely directly in front of him.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. Magistrate. Yes, yes.
I think I probably reset time or something if I go to the portal. Because it makes a paradox or something.
And now I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. And now I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. And yes, no more shall you walk on eggshells. Yes. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe because
yeah.
Sintius told you it was forbidden. Yes.
Impossible to get into. He said there was a key. I wonder if I can open the door up hence with it.
A day of celebration, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. Yes. Yes. Very good.
You're not supposed to be in here. Talk. What business could you possibly have with me? My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much.
What a creature.
I think a better question is, why am I being interrogated by a stranger who just barged into my villa? I have quite enough marriage trouble already, without having to explain to my husband why I am receiving strange men in private. Preferably the way you came in, by which I mean, please leave. I think it's about to be broken if you don't hurry up and leave.
Jeez, lady.
Finally! This is outrageous.
That was a bit weird. Can we confront him about it?
You again. What is it now?
Never mind.
I trust you can see your through.
Well, that was certainly a bit weird.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you? Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed.
The fuck is with his helmet?
And it was eating Hannibal.
Bits of it are moving? What the fuck?
If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix. Or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh. I didn't stick around to see which. What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others. Good idea.
What a nice man. Yeah, I think the helmet is. Not sure it's supposed to be though. Because that's how it opens. Doing fucking sit-ups in the helmet.
Are they?
Fuck, how do I get back up again?
Arve. A new face. Arve, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
Horsewoman?
Oh my. I take it people are quite direct where you're from. I suppose it's quite charming in its own way. Usually, however, you wouldn't simply march up to a Vestal priestess and without due formality or courtesy ask, "What is your story?" The proper approach would be to arrange an introduction through a mutual acquaintance in high office, by which time you would already know how to address me. And then you would find a way to satisfy your curiosity rather more indirectly. But to be honest, I've often thought what an unnecessarily formal way to communicate that is. So, let's do it your way. You just keep being yourself and ask whatever you like. It'll be a refreshing change.
Am I alone in this place?
You know, I'm not entirely sure. But what about you? How did you end up here? Baron, you say? And nothing about that name seemed odd to you?
Oh, I get it. Oh, I see.
You do? Well then, have you spoken with any of the others about how they arrived here too? I really think you should. Go around and ask them what they remember and see if you notice any patterns. I know. I just don't want to see what happened to Livia happen to you too.
You tell Adrian.
You have? Then what is it? Yes, I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
The fire, but...
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences. Keep asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind, and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first. I don't, I'm afraid. It seems to me we're exiled here until the gods judge us, one way or another. I'm quite sure it's the work of the gods, which is strange because they've never been particularly concerned with our misdeeds, as long as we've kept the peace of the gods. We ask for blessings, for good health, bountiful harvest, military victory, and in return, we offer praise, wine, incense, or animals. But here, it seems they require much more of us. I find myself reminded of an especially pertinent tale from our great poet Ovid in his epic Metamorphoses. Would you like to hear it? It is rather long.
We're gonna go Kapka.
Wonderful. It goes like this. Baucis and Philemon were an old married couple living a humble life in a small town. One night, the town gets a visit from a couple of vagrants. They go from door to door, asking for a place to stay the night. Of course, being vagrants, they're turned away sharply from house after house, 1,000 in all, until finally they come to the little cottage where Baucis and Philemon lived. Now the kind old couple had very little to offer, but nevertheless, they invite these strangers into their house and offer them food, wine, and a place to stay. Immediately the guests make themselves at home. They begin gulping down the old couple's wine, so much so that Baucis, the old lady, begins to worry they're going to run out. And then she notices something strange. Her wine pitcher keeps refilling itself, as if by magic, realizing only a select few possess such powers. Says to her husband, Philemon, "I think these men are gods in disguise." Immediately the couple begins apologizing for offering such coarse wine, and the vagrants metamorphosize and reveal themselves to be Jupiter, the king of the gods, and Mercury, the trickster god. They confide they didn't mind the meager offerings. They were just pleased that someone in the town offered them hospitality. Then Jupiter says to them, "You have passed our test, but everyone else in this city failed, so we are going to destroy this place and everyone in it, except you, who we will grant a wish." So old Baucis and Philemon escape up into the mountains safely, and they receive their wish, which is for eternity together. Meanwhile, Jupiter carries through with his threat and wipes that city off the map. Some say the moral of that story is that we must all honor the sacred rituals of guest friendship, the reciprocal obligations owed between hosts and guests. But I like to think it's that we should always show compassion for those less fortunate than ourselves. A cynic philosopher might take that view, but it's not entirely invalid, I suppose. It must be completed by dusk, just the same as any other official business. It'll be between Sentius, the incumbent, and Malleolus, the challenger. Why do you ask? All of the male citizens who are willing and able to attend, unless they're running, of course. Well, you're not a citizen yet, so no, I'm afraid not. But if it's any consolation, there are other ways to influence the outcome of an election. By using whatever gifts the gods gave you. Nothing untoward, of course.
Yeah, I think at that point we've time paradoxed and have to reset. I don't know what happens in the thing.
I'm responsible for announcing it and making sure the procedures are followed. You can, assuming they're eligible and willing to accept the nomination. Certainly. Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
Okay, give me 5 minutes AFK. Hey, sorry about that. I wonder if time is actually passing. I can't tell. We're in a cave. Should be able to climb out there, I guess. I wasn't done up there. Is that where they tell me to get the bow? Let's go talk to Priestess Lady and be like, lol. I jumped and lived, the guy didn't. Obedios. Ribbit. Seems to have done the old fucking off. God damn it. Look at this guy. So the other guy got hit by the arrow and turned to bullshit. We got hit once and didn't turn. So I'm guessing protagonist power or something. Not sure what I expected. Well, I'm entirely sure what I expected. I expected to walk on that. I'll just fall straight through. You keep saying this afternoon, but it seems kind of nighttime now. But it might just be in this section as the sun moves away. Ah, fuck. He's doing that thing where, like, if I jump up and there's a wall and it's grey, it'll sort of push me a little bit. I'll bounce off it. And I bounce off the invisible walls as well. It's easy to just get hard-binned. Why did that just update? Getting quite a few dingle-dongles.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Can I even go that way? Super dead senses. Oh, we Stargate. Nice. Fine movie, French Stewart. Have we kept any of our stuff? Kept our money for some reason. Wonder if I could just steal and then...
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina? I don't think so.
If I could steal a
never
bunch,
seen you
trigger
before
the
in my
thing,
life.
and then be fine with it when I come out.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you. Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
Thanks, I guess.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably. Alright, see you around.
He isn't cross-eyed. I guess it's because we were far enough away talking to him that it evened out. Fuck me. I guess only some of those are stable. The question is, will the money be back now, even though I've taken it? Yes. I have an inventory, but I don't think I can use it from there. I think that thing was just not thingy enough. Right, so getting money is actually not that difficult. So I'm assuming I didn't actually break any rules that time, it just decided to, I guess I used too much time. Maybe. Yeah, I'll keep my money, I think. Well, that worked. These must be the slums. I'm just gonna go get those arrows. Maybe I can only go in there once they start moving around. Yeah, I have been kicking some of them around though, but others have been solid. Dive him. Oh, I see, so some man's gone around arsing. Oh. So that's what happened here. And then someone else placed them somewhere. I guess what's his face didn't bother going over here. Oh damn. A kilter of men. Wonder if I'll get some sort of thing to wear us. Yeah. Might as well make some ust from him. I guess. Oh, I took that. Curse you, texture. Some weird dildo. Oh, I have oogled beyond the veil. So this man is watching me if I stole or not. Theseus. Man knows what he likes, I guess. He. Weird. Very English, that one. I don't think I can use these urine bowls for something later. Oh, here's the man cart.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
This guy's somewhere on the Postlethwaite spectrum.
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up. I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure.
This guy wasn't the guy that got eaten.
Yes, but I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once. But I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
No, that's true. But if he stole, then everyone would have been fucked. So he obviously didn't.
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me? What does it say? My treasure.
This is basically Nigel.
My friend Hannibal used to look after me. And he said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said, if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me. Except my friend Galerius. And Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
Alright, Ekatat, this is alright.
Hannibal said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot. Galerius already tried that. He said the magistrate wouldn't listen, no matter what. What about the rules? I don't want everyone to get in trouble because I was bad. Like Galerius. He's nice. I like Galerius. He made me a doll and everything. If you help make him magistrate, he can get me out of here, and I can give you the key to my treasure. Hannibal said it was in the cisterns. I can't remember what it was, just that it was way up high and very precious.
Me too.
You're going to let me out of here? Really? Oh. Please. I hate it here. It makes me very sad. Gold? You mean treasure? My friend Hannibal used to look after me. And he said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad. He said if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns. But when I went up to the high one, now nobody looks after me. Bye-bye.
What a nice man. Ugh. You can ask Zephyri, as long as no man goes in and says yes or no if they know the actual answer. This is a fire hazard. It's pretty well written.
Help! You have to do something. A man arrived in the baths. Real nasty sort, with his face all covered up. And he's got a weapon. You have to do something,
Look
or
at
he's
her.
gonna break the golden rule. Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
Fuck her hands. Whisper no.
Hear what? What? We don't have time for this. I have to go. Ugh.
You're gonna get golded for going in there.
The shrine is collapsing.
Fabia, no! Oh gods, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her! Oh Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl!
He just leaves.
I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. She walked into that empty shrine, and the next moment she is lying dead under a pile of rubble. The gods are cruel and unjust. She was like a daughter to me. I'm sorry, friend. It's not right for me to lay my burden upon you. I can't believe she is dead. Fabia, I mean. She walked into that... The god...
This guy has back problems. She had bread. Maybe. That could be it. That could be it. Keep her in a bin. Oh yeah, sponge stick. Best to put it back, yeah, you know. God damn. They have that old Pompeius. If I was turning into gold, I'd be a complete dickhead, and I'd like put my arms around something so they couldn't move me, and then stand around in a really dumb position. Possibly the dumbest look on my face.
Name's Rufius. Better watch your step. Whatever.
That's mine now, Rufius. I'm going up here for the arrows. Do I have extra arrows now? I do. I took his leather. Did they just mumble look around? Bling bling fucker. I would have assumed I could ask this way. This is an invisible wall here. Right, tomb. Supposedly by breaking some ass rule, but we're not entirely 100% on that. This will have invisible wall, won't it? Yeah, it's very windy. Call it the fart cave. lion door. Yeah.
Salve, friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far? Ah, another stoic, perhaps. We all need something to help us through times like these.
The
We've
guy
all
over there's
been
gonna
where you are
jump.
now. I remember when I first arrived. I used to lay awake at night contemplating the big questions. Why am I here? Is there a way out? What is the Golden Rule, and who or what is responsible for it? I still don't have any of the answers, I'm afraid. I don't think anybody does. But I'm happy to share with you what I've learned. All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh no.
Damn it, not
No.
again.
No. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
Please, Ulpius. Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him. Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Let me guess. You're going to lecture me on how suicide is a crime against the Empire. I screwed up my life. That's what's wrong. I borrowed money, and when I couldn't pay it back, I wound up in debt bondage. I'll be stuck slaving away for that Culus Cumulatis Malleolus for the rest of my life. I am out. Wherever you are, Scintilla, my love, I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no! I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb. Well, I suppose it means suicide isn't a sin under the Golden Rule. So I guess that means whichever god is responsible for it, it isn't mine. That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived. I'll have to let everyone know what happened. And I guess Malleolus will have to clean up the mess in his villa. It's of his own making, after all. And I'd best pray for poor Ulpius.
What if he actually broke the ceiling? Right, bye, lady. I have no shadow. I don't see why not. He's kind of a blockhead. Probably had the clout for it. NP. Do a proper save. Yeah. The gob's up. Yeah, I mean, the guy that gave us the zip line was all like, never tried it. What up and shit?
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called Silphium, but that Culus cubulatus Decius won't give it to me. It's too late. She just slipped away.
Got them.
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally, I'd treat her with resin of Silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
So the guy didn't save someone from dying, and that didn't break the rule. And what's his face had black eyes, the dumb man.
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that Silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that Genetricum Fututo and scratching his eyes out. Then you'd better get me that Silphium quickly, hadn't you?
Oh, damn. Get it. No one has commented on the flashlight.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Thanks. That's a penis. Disease and healing.
May Apollo keep you safe.
Yeah. It's this sort of everyone gets binned if someone's a dickhead type thing. At least that's what they say.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside. Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Decius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? You mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale. All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done. Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber. Naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Yeah, we had a coin as well. Usually you get 2 for the sticks thing.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here. I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking. Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though. It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk. Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet. Thank you, friend. Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
I think we're in the past, though.
Not going to happen. Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii. Oh, you have it. I'm impressed. Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
Time warp, money lord.
Very well. Another time.
I'm guessing I should keep this for the time warp. I've been in here before.
Wonder how much one of these statues is worth on the outside.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
something like that, but...
If I die and go to Tartarus, because they say I've been bad.
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then.
Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind? Well, it's a long one, and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it. I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
You should have been so fucking bold.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place, and I started my life over again. That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away sometimes. Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about? Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Centilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out. If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me. Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know? I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
A simpler farmer.
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me. And how could you know that? I mean, I don't like the man, but I don't see how you could know a thing like that. You overheard him say that? Oh, why does that not surprise me? He and Sentius have despised each other for a long time now. Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left, I'll run against him. Deal? All right. See you around.
I think time's about to ask. Probably start moving back. Yeah. What the fuck? Mr. Bustyhead. Thanks, Tip. Is anything the other ass way around? No, something tells me it's dumb going down there. This close to what I assume is the day ending. Can't run here. Because I was sprinting. I was crouching. So it's a toggle, I see. Dåligt. Guy down here wasn't afraid to light fucking everything. Tempting.
Come and join me by the fire. Welcome,
What's your
welcome.
name?
May I ask your name? It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here? Then perhaps the fates brought you here to learn the secrets of this place. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you. Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule? You have much to learn. It's best if you figure it out on your own. Come back once you've made progress. Then you should speak with your contemporaries in the city above. Ask them about their stories and see if you detect a pattern of
He says he's lived there for a long time,
It is
more than
best if
7
you
months,
come
which
to
is
this
when the other asses
realization
were there.
for yourself. You would never believe me if I
Yeah.
told you.
Fish steals old man against sunlight. Oh, I know who he is. He's God touched. The actual fuck. He'll be having a wank. Alexander the Great will show up and he'll tell him to fuck off because he's in his light. A guy that's certainly a creature.
You carry the gift of Prometheus in your hand. Remarkable.
Hey, someone actually commented on the torch. I like how he says he never leaves, but he's lit the way out. I think it's gonna happen very soon, I think. Tie them. Alright, this is where I walked before, wasn't it?
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is? I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you. I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest. Is that understood? Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place? A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult. Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quinctius did, those days are numbered. You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret? So you admit you're not allowed to leave. Threatening me is not going to help you. But in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me. And I saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe? A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense. Now tell me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues? You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me. Yes, because I'm the real villain here. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quinctius is. Do not waste it. Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process. Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not? Then you're of no use to me. Do you have any last words? As a matter of fact, I do. Once I'm done with you and Quinctius, I intend to kill every last one of you wretched degenerates. And I can think of nothing I'd enjoy more.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
No, I can't get this bow. Serpentine. It's a long way. Don't think I'll make this one. Hi, bye. Fuck's sake. Guess I have no real way of asking. Why is everything the darkest? He's in there. I think I need to survive him to be able to ask.
What an extraordinary lamp. I hope you're coping. Oh, so soon?
Oh, it's her. Late Manbo Artemis, I guess, maybe? I wonder if I give the thing to the lady now or later. Or are you here? See what's gonna happen any ass now? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, but it might disappear or something. Might be the one item I don't get to keep. But I somewhat doubt that. I don't want to be too far from the thing. Some ass plant down there. I wonder if I can. Nah. That did not kill me somehow. Yeah. Deny glass. Good oog on ya. Cabbage Lord. Mate, look where you're pointing. What a fine man. Me too, Goose. Me too. Yeah, I'm not sure he points anywhere, but can't speak to the goat. Suppose it hasn't laid any eggs either. It's just up there, where it was before. I guess that might be the lady that what became died. There's any ass under the bridge. Nah. Yeah. Bring the goat to the assassin. Yeah, that's what he did here as well. They really put the arson arsonist. Don't spell poorly. Just on a Skirling Tate over there. I wonder if I can sneak by the things when they start huffing. Probably smart. I just feel very detected. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Unspecified woman. Oh, Gallagher.
Ixion turns.
What?
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come. You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
Don't be weird.
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the Forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives. They never do. There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. Help me? You cannot help me. I have seen things. A pattern, a terrible pattern. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more. The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment. The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
And she'll stay so until your dumbass tells them things which you won't. Found a man's scrotum. He left it at home.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Fucking.
Livia,
Would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of
Guess we
your
all
own,
did.
aren't you?
Right, I guess we'll stop here for now. I've streamed a lot today. I need food and ass. So yeah, fine game. Let's continue this tomorrow. Time for watching, man. Let's see if there's any man on renderable tiles.